Well, if you follow my work, you know that we have been very, very concerned about the housing market. Now, our timing models are real estate asset models. People can get them confused, thinking, well, the housing hasn't rolled over. Well, housing has not yet rolled over, but commercial and office and multifamily certainly is. You can't watch the news without seeing some talk about some tower that's going to go, how the banks are in trouble with their commercial real estate loans. Well, they're part of the business cycle and they're part of the real estate asset cycle, and they're leading the way. And housing is going to come right along with them. This is just one of those things that are going to happen. And we're saying right now, if you follow our videos, that home prices have peaked, that you're in danger if you buy something. Now, again, you have to have a place to live. We're not telling you not to buy. We're just telling you to be very, very aware. Now, we're in the real estate business. We're in the asset class at buying single family homes. We're very, very conservative. We're in that affordable space, but we're very concerned about prices. So when we buy something, we want to make some money on it. That's our job. And we think maybe better prices are coming along. But now if you're doing a 1031 exchange and that's seasoned money. So what we're talking about right now is new capital being put in, and we're very, very careful with that. Now, we use a national basis as well. So that's not to say some smaller markets might not be doing well. Yes, that's possible. And some might be doing better today and be lagging the market. So we're not saying this is absolute, but we are talking about on a national basis. We think that we have peaked. And here in Phoenix, we certainly have peaked. And we're very, very cautious about putting some money in. So let me go to my next slide and let's just talk about that. Now, here's our timing model. This is a stylized. We have used this over and over and over again, talking about the fact that we've peaked. It's a process, it rolls over. Now, we had a lot of fun with this. This was a great ride. You can see the two cycle corrections, and here's the accumulation phase, and there's the explosive phase. These are done. This was 20 and 21 and 22. This was so much fun. We made so much money. Everybody was partying like there was no tomorrow, partying like it was 2001. But now we're up here and we're going to be coming down on this side, and this is not going to be very fun. This is where the foreclosures are at. This is where people will start losing their homes, losing their jobs, losing their businesses. This is not going to be fun at all. But for those that are ready, you can make some incredible buys. Now, we've already pointed out 3 buying opportunities. We're looking at one right now for trophy properties. These are for qualified individuals only, of course. But once we get down here, everybody's going to want to buy, and you're probably going to want to be connected with us. So we would love to have your business. By the way, if you like our videos, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Boy, oh boy, does that help us a lot with YouTube and getting marketing, because we want to get this word out that if you make a wrong decision, if you buy at the wrong time, it could take you 5 or 10 years just to get back to even. And it kind of puts you in your life, for your first time home buyer, gosh, it's the wrong taste in your mouth to get going. Your first time home buyer, I'd be very, very cautious. You might consider leasing for a little bit longer, because I think we're going to start getting some good buys probably within 6 to 12 months. And I think you'd be very, very well rewarded. So let me go to my next slide here, and let's just talk about what we see here. Now, this is the actual data. Now, we use a median sales price of homes sold in the United States from the Federal Reserve electronic data system. It's fairly current. Now, this is Q1 of 2024. Now, you can see that these are the 2 peaks, and I've included here the great financial crisis. You can see the 2 peaks, and here we are. These are 2 peaks that we've seen right now. So let me go to my next slide. I think we open it up a little bit more for you. Yeah, here you go. So here we are using the Federal Reserve electronic data system. It's very, very good data. The first peak came in Q4 2022 at $438,000. It has not been exceeded. Now, a year later, almost 9 months to a year later, uh, peak number two came in at 435, fairly close, but did not exceed. And there's peak number two. You can clearly see this. Let me go to the next slide. Now, when we start using an average, of course, averages are going to be higher because if you're selling more expensive homes, it's a mathematical. But again, if you look at the U.S. average home price in Q1, about the same time, the average came in with peak number one at 525, and peak number two came in 1 year later at 521.9. Neither one of these has been exceeded, and I feel fairly comfortable that they probably won't in this cycle. Let me go to the next slide here. Now, in 2007, that's when peak number two came in. And you can see this is so much fun. Here's the accumulation phase. Here's the explosive phase. That was peak number one. It came down for this contraction. And there's peak number two. And then a 19% drop coming down here. And that's national. Now, here in Phoenix, Arizona, oh my gosh, some of these properties went down 40, 50%. We were so overvalued. And that is what you're going to see around the country. There are spots in this country that are really overvalued. They're way ahead of themselves. Good locations. I love Florida, but I think Florida is probably a little bit ahead of itself. Same with places like Austin, Texas, and Houston and Dallas. I think they're probably ahead of themselves. Everybody wanted to come there. Now, I'm concerned about Florida because it's mostly retirement. It's a retirement community. It's kind of like a hospitality industry where there's lots of money being exchanged, but not much growth. Contrast that to Phoenix, Arizona, where we've got chip manufacturers coming here like crazy. We've got the Taiwan Semiconductor with 32 plants underway. We got Intel. We've got Microchip. We got Qualcomm. We got Microsoft. These places are just exploding. We got Kohler. We just got Sub-Zero and Wolf. We got Nestle. These places are just growing like crazy, bringing very, very well-paying jobs. Now, that is growth. You don't hear about that because in Arizona, there's only one marketplace, and that's Phoenix, Arizona. Unlike Florida, where you got 40 or 50 big marketplaces. Here in Arizona, there's just Phoenix, but it is explosive growth. So we think we're going to probably not be immune, but going to do better than the rest of the country. So let me go back to this slide and let's just take a look at it. Now, it was 19% decline. I think that could easily be done this time. So this is where I'm at. You're welcome to call me. I think we have an absolutely outstanding buying opportunity looking us right in the face. It is coming. And I think we'd all like to be ready for it. Now, we operate in a very, very conservative slice of the market, and that's with entry-level single-family homes here in Maricopa County. We have done very, very well. Our capital gains and our cash flow is just awesome. We've done extremely well. We're very, very cautious right now. We are highly recommending that if you have properties in what we call the endangered cities, like Seattle and Chicago, people getting out of Los Angeles and San Diego. Of course, we have a lot of people coming from San Diego, a lot of people coming from Portland, but St. Louis would be in there, New York, New Jersey, and they're moving their investments to better marketplaces. We would certainly be one of those places that you'd want to consider. Growth is phenomenal here. Prices are fairly reasonable. I think you're going to do well. We're not going to be immune from the downturn, but I don't think we're going to see what we were. We're not going to be wearing that crown of shame like we did during the Great Financial Crisis. That's going to go with someone else, not going to be us this time. So if you'd like a consultation, we would love your business. You're welcome to give us a call. I'm with West USA Realty. They do our back office. They keep us in compliance. They're a $5 or $6 billion firm. They're extremely well funded. You'd be very safe with this. But give us a call. We'll set up a time that we can get together and do a interview with each other, make sure that you're a good fit for me and I'm a good fit for you. So my very, very best to you guys. Bye-bye now.